Hello YouTube and welcome back to Let's Play Bloons TD 5 Deluxe Edition. In this episode, I'm going to be continuing the, dang, I already messed up the thing that I had going. I was going to say, like, welcome back to the 4th episode of Random Challenges, something like that. I don't know. Whatever I was going to say. No, not new game. Random Challenge. I've already beaten 3. Liquid Hot Magma. Using only attack towers and spike factories. Beat Mount Magma easy for round 20 with 4,000 cash. Okay. This is not going to be that easy for me, because I basically always use boomerang throwers whenever I'm on Mount Magma. I don't think I've ever done it without without boomerang throwers, and this is probably not the best idea. But I'm going to be using these these spike factories on the edges right here. See, this is interesting because I'm using 4 different spike factories, which means that obviously I'm going to have to be spending money on all 4, which means that basically, like, if I was using one spike factory that was 4 times as expensive, except that the balloons should be evenly splitting between the 4 paths. I think it might actually be a bit random. It's not an even 1/4, which could make things a little bit difficult. So it's going to be really interesting because, again, like I said, I've never really used spike factories on this stage, specifically because of this reason, where the spike factory, I could place it closer to the center, but I'm not sure how well that would work as far as how much of the track would actually cover. So the reason why I'm doing it like this is because the track the balloons have to exit the track through those 4 paths. So having a spike factory on each of those 4 paths helps it cover my bases, basically cover all of the exits. And I should probably get some lead popping. Yeah, I need some lead popping. So in that case, let's see. I think I'm gonna try it. Well, maybe I'm gonna try to sell these, and then I'm gonna try putting it closer to the beginning. That way I have enough money to build 1 good spike factory rather than 4 mediocre ones. So let's just start off with 2. I'm going to place it right here. I think that might be a good idea. And install these. And let's see, is that enough? Yes, it's enough for the spike ball factory. So that should be good, because I mean, obviously that was good for that round, but this should be a good position, because right here, with its range being that small, wow, that really does have a small range. Didn't realize how small the range was on that. But with that range right here, then the balloons start appearing right there, and the spike ball can actually start popping them as soon as they appear. And then it has some time to spiral around, and then I don't think, because it will go around to the top once, and then twice, and then it should go around to the 3rd time, and then from there start leaving on these exits. So this is actually the 4th exit, and then this is the 1st, I think. Should be right, but I could be wrong. So with that in mind, that means I want to get some spike factory things in before that 1st exit, and then having it cover kind of near the last exit is helpful too, because if any of them get past that 1st exit before the spikes come up, then hopefully it'll last all the way around to the end where we get hit by that one. But it's more likely that if it misses the 1st exit, or if it somehow is fast enough to get through before I get to the 1st exit, then it'll probably leave on these 2nd or 3rd exits, rather than get hit by the 4th one. So anyways, another thing I'm going to be doing is placing it down here, which is kind of to counteract the problem that I just described, where if it does get past the 1st exit, then this one will be down here to kind of cover the rest of the bases. So I'm not sure how well see, the problem that I have with this strategy is that by placing the spike factory so close to the beginning of the track, it allows a time for pink balloons to get out of the gate quicker, or like if the round starts with some pink balloons, then it's more likely that they're going to exit before the spike factory actually has any time to put down enough spikes to pop all the pink balloons. However, that doesn't actually happen that frequently, and it's usually just with pink or maybe rainbow balloons that would happen. So I'm not sure why I freak out so much about it. And I think I might make this a Moab Shredder spike factory. That way, it's able to pop Moab class balloons a little easier. The spike ball factory obviously does do pretty good damage against the Moab class balloons, but having the Moab Shredder spikes factory to specifically target the Moab class balloons will be pretty helpful. And then I think I do have Deluxe Upgrade that makes the Spike Factories twice as efficient as normal. And I think even maybe the Ring of Fire, not the Ring of Fire, but the Tank Sprayer, I think the Deluxe Upgrade also affects those, but it could be wrong. I'm probably wrong, but I might also be right, possibly. So yeah, anyways, I'm actually not going to use the Ring of Fire very much because it doesn't have camo detection. So it doesn't need camo detection because I have Spike Factories that do have camo detection, even camo lead popping ability, so I don't really need to worry about having camo detection on all my towers, but it would just make me feel better, basically, if I had all my towers having camo detection, specifically even with the Spike Factories. But anyways, I'm actually going to use the Moab Shredder Spikes on this one as well. That way the Moab Shredder Spikes are interlaced with the Spiked Mine Factory, Spike Ball thing. That way it's not one or the other. Like, I've probably explained this multiple times already in my episodes, but just in case anyone's new or just didn't remember me saying it or whatever, for whatever reason, I'm going to say it. The way I like to use Spike Factories is if I'm going to be using the Spike Factory near the end of the track, then I use it as a Spike Ball Factory, a 3-2 Spike Factory. That way it's really good at damaging any of the ceramics or lower that get past it. And then if I'm going to be using a Spike Factory near the beginning of the track, then I'm going to make it a 2-3, a Moab Shredder Spike Factory. That way it's able to pop the Moab class balloons as soon as they come in. However, the problem with that is that it's not only attacking the Moab class balloons. All the normal balloons that come through will also be hitting the Moab Shredder Spikes, so those Moab Shredder Spikes are just going to be used as normal spikes. So it's kind of counterproductive that way. So in that case, you would also want a Spike Ball Factory near the beginning of the track, because then it can pop through the normal balloons and not just have to be confined to the ones that get to the very end as a safety net. But then I put them together so that then the Moab Shredder Spikes and the Spike Mine, Spike Ball Factory Spikes, whatever you want to call them, work together and are actually able to pop both types of balloons pretty well. Another combo to this is using the Ice Tower, because the Ice Tower will not only slow down the balloons so that you have more time to pop them in general, but because they'll be frozen and stuck right in the path of the Spike Factory. No, I'm losing balloons, or losing lives because balloons are getting by, which I guess is kind of the same thing. And I have 7,000 cash, almost 8,000. Why did I not build another one? That was my fault. I should have been paying more attention to that. But and I'm gonna build another one right here. I'm actually gonna sell this one actually, because now that I have enough money, I can just get that one there. And then I'm going to get another Moab Shredder Spike Factory here. And another thing I like to do, which does not happen very often at all, I can't actively remember any track on Bloons Tower Defense 5 Deluxe Edition that this strategy that I'm about to talk about actually works on. But I've noticed a couple times in Bloons Monkey City where the beginning of the track is very close to where the end of the track is, in a way that if I put the Spike Factory near the end of the track and make it a Moab Shredder Spike Factory, that means that the Moab class balloons, because they have a bigger hitbox, as they enter, they'll be hitting the Moab Shredder Spikes and condensing down to ceramic balloons, but because the ceramic balloons have a normal, smaller hitbox, then they won't hit the Moab Shredder Spikes. That way the Moab Shredder Spikes are specifically only going to hit the Moab class balloons and not have to worry about getting hit by the normal balloons. However, like I said, that's a very rare occurrence where you can do something like that. Another thing you could do is basically do what I said. Well, actually no, not do what I said. Put a Moab Shredder Spike Factory kind of off to the side, and then put a balloon shipper right next to it. That way, with a super wide funnel, then the balloon shipper will suck in the Moab class balloon, and again, because of the large hitbox, it might be able to do that. And I just realized that was the last round. I didn't even, like I said, I just realized that was the end of the round 50 or whatever. But yeah, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.